This city will bleed you dry. You're young. You'll fight over scraps.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran and welcome back to Upcoming RPG, and today we have a wee special treat for you. Today we are going to be covering a game that was literally just announced, which never happens in my channel. Usually I wait like 2 weeks or even a month after the game is announced, just to give that, just because there's a bunch of people usually like, oh yeah, let's make a ton of videos in that 1 week. So the entire week is just filled with videos just in that game, and then you know, a month later you're like, oh, let's type in to see if anyone has made a video recently, and it's Kieran just sitting there like, hey. But no, today I'm not going to do that. Today I was really excited because I've been playing this game fucking non-stop on Twitch, and so I was like, do you know what? I'm going to be making a video today. Why not? Let's do it. The game that's going to be covered today is, of course, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. That's right, Bloodlines 2 has finally been announced, which I'm extremely hyped for, because right now I'm actually doing my first ever blind playthrough of the first game over on my Twitch, if anyone is interested in that. So when rumours started circulating about a potential sequel reveal, I was pretty damn excited to say the least. Funny story actually, so last night, before the game was actually announced, Paradox tweeted out a Discord link by accident, and I was one of the lucky few that actually got to see the game reveal before anyone else. But yeah, when the link was tweeted out, I actually thought the game was already announced, so I was like, alright, okay, this is cool, I'll join the Discord, see what the exclusive stuff is on there, because usually they do post like behind the scenes sort of things on there, if they're a developer doing a Discord. So I was like, alright, okay, hopped on, seen the pictures, saved the pictures, started tweeting out the pictures, and it turns out that the game wasn't actually announced then, and I was actually one of the first people to share the image of the Bloodlines 2 logo, so yeah, that happened. Bloodlines 2 is being developed by Hardsuit Labs, who have only made one other game in the past, which is a free-to-play shooter called Blacklight Retribution. Which, if I remember correctly, was actually okay. Like, it wasn't great, it wasn't like a big memorable thing. It was okay. it was cool. But anyway, yes, welcome back to the world of darkness. Let's start by diving into the details first with the story. Set in the city of Seattle, we play as a new fledgling vampire called a Thinblood, who was recently turned during a mass embrace, an event that has vampires turn a large amount of humans at once, which is actually pretty illegal in the vampire community. The game starts with a player character under interrogation by several members of various vampire clans, which ultimately leads to your planned execution. Events transpire, however, which leads to the deaths of the clan's lieutenants, and you manage to escape into the city, forced to embrace your new vampire self. You're then contacted by a mysterious person on the phone who tells you to drink human blood. You then meet another vampire who is kind of a coward, who helps you out by giving you keys to a new apartment and a guide to the rules that the vampire community must abide to. An important decision that the player will have to make later in the game is what vampire clan they will eventually join. What vampire clans will they choose from? Well, they actually haven't released any info on the clans just yet, but when they do, I promise I'll make a wee video on it. Once you join a clan, your character will play an important role in a war to control the blood trade. The game highlights that the choices that you make in the game will ultimately affect the world around you in many various ways, much like in the original Bloodlines game. Another cool story detail is that you get to choose your character's own backstory, much like in Cyberpunk 2077. Was he a cop in your previous life? Well, the choice is up to you, but what you choose, again, does have an effect on the world. An example given by lead narrative designer Brian Mitsoda was that when you enter a police station in the game, it will have a different feel to it depending on whether or not you were a cop beforehand. Yeah, it's probably going to be an awkward encounter as like Joseph fucking goes missing after he gets stung by a vampire and he goes into the police station like, what, a week later? Pale as fuck, got daggers for teeth, and people are like, ah, Joseph, you're back. I've never seen you during the day, Joseph, what the fuck is happening there? There are side quests in this game that take you to different areas of Seattle. A few of these side quests involve tracking down the other vampires that were also turned at the same time as you during the mass embrace, who are now in hiding, and going through the same changes that you are. I'm actually really hyped for this game's story, not just because we have Brian Mitsoda who wrote the original Bloodlines, but because we actually have fucking Chris Avallone helping write the game as well, which if you don't know who this guy is, he is the writer of Fallout 2, Fallout New Vegas, and Knights of the Old Republic 2. All fantastic RPGs. If you haven't played any of those games, definitely go and check them out, they're fantastic. He's also the narrative designer of Dying Light 2, I believe, another title which I'm really excited for. But enough of this story, let's dive straight into gameplay. Bloodlines 2 is a full-blown first-person RPG complete with character creation, dialogue trees, choice and consequences, skill trees, and much more. Player will be able to explore several different hub areas, each with their own different moods. I'm guessing these hub areas will act similar to the first Bloodlines game, with shops and clubs being accessible, and getting between hubs will require a taxi. I hope the hub areas in the new game are much larger than the ones in the original, because places I visited in the original in my playthrough of the game so far have been quite small, but don't get me wrong though, these small locations were packed, filled with content and buildings to explore. I just hope like in the new game the hub areas aren't just like 2 streets and like a sewer. Before you join a clan, your character will only have 3 vampire abilities to choose from. You can either turn into a bunch of bats, turn into fog, or have the ability to use telekinesis. Well, I can imagine telekinesis coming in handy. Turning into bats seems like that would end up blowing your cover as a vampire, because like imagine someone is chasing you and all of a sudden you just transform into a big bunch of fucking bats. Pretty sure that would be a dead giveaway. A few other abilities that were shown off in the press demo is stuff like clinging to walls and enhanced night vision. I can definitely see myself utilising the clinging to walls ability and pulling like a pure Batman sort of stunt and just lingering in the shadows. Taking out my prey one by one and then just hopping back onto the wall every time. Trust me, seeing these games, I fully fucking immerse myself. Combat is apparently a ton better than the original's floaty sort of combat systems. Although we have seen little to no combat, apart from what we've seen from the trailer that was released, but I don't really count that because that wasn't actual in-game footage, so you always have to approach shit like that with like a grain of salt. But like all great RPGs, if you want to go down the pacifist route, you can avoid combat altogether in this game by either talking your way out of deadly situations or by navigating around dangerous individuals through the environment. Since this game is set in modern day, players will have access to a phone which they can use to contact people they have met in the past to obtain side quests. They hinted heavily towards this in their lead-up event to the game's announcement, but imagine if we could download Tinder onto our in-game phones and use it to meet up with humans so we can drink their blood. That would be really cool because in the original all you had to do is just pay prostitutes that are sitting in the street so you can drink their blood, which I kind of found a wee bit uncomfortable, but you know, it had to be done. Another fun little detail in this game is that blood now has different flavours. Yeah, sounds strange, I know, but just bear with me. You can use your new vampire senses to pick up on what intense emotion your desired blood bag is giving off. These intense emotions range from fear, desire, pain, joy to anger. Each emotion gives the player a certain bonus. For example, if you drink someone with the anger emotion, this will increase your melee power. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I wonder what kind of bonus you would get from pain. But then I'm just imagining the fucking Punisher. It's like, oh, they killed my family, now I'm completely fucking immortal and I cannot be stopped and I'm an absolute killing machine. Despite the game being in first person, you can fully customise your vampire to your heart's content. It starts with the character creation at the beginning of the game, which has 2 phases. For your turn, you define your human aspects and choose things like genders, body types, employment history and even fashion. But I'm guessing after the tutorial level, when you're turned into a vampire, you get to customise your vampire abilities and characteristics as well. Bloodlines 2 is planned to launch in the first quarter of 2020, which is fucking weird to say by the way, because I thought 2020 was ages away. Of course we're in 2019, but when you think of 2020, you're like, alright, okay, we're going into the future, this is scary. So what do I think of Bloodlines 2? Well, right now it's too early to tell if it will be great or not, simply because we haven't seen any gameplay ourselves, so our hype is entirely built from the World of Darkness universe and the first game. I know that the press and all that have seen gameplay, and we'll just need to be like, oh yeah, just trust our word and all that on it, but you know, it's kind of like the Cyberpunk situation where we've seen this, they released the cinematic footage, we're sitting there, we're like, okay, the world looks cool, but what is the gameplay? What is the gameplay like? And then he eventually released a 40-minute gameplay video. I'm really hoping Vampire goes that route. If they do that route, then that is absolutely fantastic. I really cannot wait, but I'm sitting here and I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to reserve myself a little bit. I know I really want to be hyped for this game. I am hyped for this game. But it's going to be control type. It's going to be measurable hype. Because I want to hold myself back. I don't want to put my 100% all into it until I see that fucking gameplay. Right, that's me for today. What do you guys think of Bloodlines 2? If you haven't played the first game, then get off this video right now. Go to Steam and play it because it's entirely worth your time. Or you can watch me over on Twitch play through the game as well every Thursday. Definitely check that out because I'm having really good fun in the game. That's the main reason why I'm really hyped for Bloodlines 2, because I'm right in the middle of the playthrough of Bloodlines 1. But yeah, special thanks to my brilliant wee patrons Simon609 Devil, Proxymon and Spooky Nerd for their continued support over on my Patreon. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and for more Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodlines 2 news, stick to this channel because I'm definitely going to be covering that game a lot more throughout the year as well. So please stick with me here because I'm definitely going to be covering you. See you later guys, and bye bye.